Hey, I'm Kai Robinson. I go to Stanford University, but I'm back home in Australia representing the home country here at the World Cross Champs.
What's the added pride like running in your home country and representing that?
I mean, it's going to be special. It's, you know, going out there, seeing familiar faces while you're running. It's just going to be so reassuring and I guess motivating, just knowing to do it in front of a home crowd, in front of people that are here to cheer us on, and then obviously you guys, but they're here for the Aussies.
That's awesome. So Australia is generally, I think this time of year, pretty hot. So is this, you're coming from the US, so is this still a bit of a shock with the temperature?
Yes and no. So I've been here for almost a week now, so I've got to acclimate a little bit, but coming from California, I'll say that's cold, but it's obviously a bit warmer than other spots. It's still a bit of a shock, like running without a shirt on now at 5 AM in the morning to avoid the heat's a little bit rough, but it's something you have to do. If I'm suffering, I know that everyone else will be suffering except for maybe the Australians, so it'll be heartwarming, I guess. Yeah, I don't know what word's thrown there. We'll cut that out. Obviously we got the U20s all here, but I feel like the US team, I only know one guy on the relay team, and like that's just from racing him once, and I don't really know anyone else on other international teams, unfortunately. I feel like at World Champs track there's like a lot, but this time there wasn't as many. Really, I feel like I'm just gonna like focus on myself. I still got a bit of schoolwork to do, so got to figure that one out, unfortunately. Got most of it done yesterday, which is nice, but you know, I'll just sit inside, sort of avoid the heat rather than going out and socializing, and we can save that for after the race. You know, go have some fun. I went out yesterday and I jogged a lap there with Ollie Hoare and basically had a look at all the obstacles, all the different paths you can take, and it's interesting, but it'll be a testament of like true character. Hopefully you can go out there, be smart about the race and get after it in that second half rather than going out and burning out. I'm from Australia, but I've never been to Bathurst, so it's nice to, you know, come see a new place in my own country.
I got one last question. So this is not your first time being at a World Championship. Like you competed for Australia in Eugene. You did, right?
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
Okay, I'm making sure I remember.
Yeah.
So what is it like being this is your second time competing for Australia in the Worlds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What is it like having this as your second time? You've already been through it once. What's the mentality having that experience?
It almost puts a little bit more pressure on you. You know, that first time when you go in, no one's really expecting anything from you. You're sort of like a name that is swept under the rug. And so after competing once, there's starting to like get that media attention and start to get that pressure, and you know, I'm here to perform. I'm here to perform for the team, and with cross country being that team event as well, it adds a whole new dynamic to racing. And so it's one of those ones where come race day, I'll take all the pressure I can get, so bring it on.
That's awesome. So I already talked to Kai about being in Australia, but I wanted to get your guys' take on what it's like racing the World Championships in your home nation.
It's pretty nice, eh? Good to have a bit of a home crowd advantage, I think. We're pretty excited about having a lot of people screaming out, particularly, you know, Stewy, heartthrob for a lot of young people out there.
Keep going.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say. But no, it's pretty cool. I mean, it does feel kind of weird. I feel like we won't even know it's World Champs till we get there, to be honest, because it feels like we're just in Australia like on holiday.
Not many of us have been to Bathurst, so that's pretty cool. Like World Cross, you always go to weird locations around the world, so it's not really that different for us. Yeah, it's a pretty unique area for Australia.
What part of Australia are you guys from?
So we're from, I'm from Melbourne, so down the bottom. These boys are from different parts as well. So.
I'm from Boulder, Colorado, which is like, it's like a couple of hours away from Sydney.
And I'm from Perth, like over in the West Coast.
He's on the other side, yeah, he's West Coast boy.
But you didn't grow up in Boulder, did you?
No. I grew up in Sydney, Sutherland Shire, Cronulla.
Was that 4 hours from here?
Yeah, about 4 hours. So like, yeah, like Rambo said, none of us have ever been to Bathurst before, so it is kind of similar just going to some random place, except everyone here is Australian and knows who you are, so it's nice.
I guess that's like for us, like going to like Clovis for the first time, just some random city in California, like why is it here? But
what's your guys' race plan for like?
Well, you guys are doing the
relay, yeah. I was in the individual, but I've withdrawn because I got an injury a few weeks ago.
So now he's team coach.
Yeah, I'm carrying the backpacks.
He's actually he's in charge of morale, team morale. No, I think my plan is to make it as easy for Stewy as possible.
I think we're just going to go out there, run as hard as we can, and hopefully it puts us in a good spot.
Definitely.
It's 2K, so you can't overthink it too much.
No. That's the problem, is we've been talking about it way too much, like it's a 10K cross-country race when it's just like 5 minutes.
Only hit the tires once.
Yeah, you guys hurdling that?
I don't know. I don't know what to do.
No,
Do you want to hurdle it or go around
guys who race in like the races yesterday, so like the qualifying things, if they wanted to get the golden ticket, and they said it's when you get to the tires, it's like you're either going single file, trying to just stay right behind, or if you want to try and overtake, like the only option is to hop over and run, like jump the tires.
Oh, I'm not jumping those tires.
Like there's
bro.
no room. There's no room
It's
to
just
go.
weaving through. Like it takes way more than to jump over.
Like if you like that's a tactic. No, but I mean you might just be able to like you might lose track of like give the front the time to actually make it. Like if you're at the front, you could totally gain space on the rest of the crowd, because it's like when you're going for a run with your team and you're going through like a little fence, like it's the bottleneck, you know?
Yeah,
and all of a sudden it spreads out.
What's the like American team thing of the course like all up? Like generally, what is everyone saying about it?
Oh, it's like the hardest course we've ever seen. Like for us.
You guys run at Mount Sac too, so that's good.
Yeah, but Mount Sac's like the one course in the US where it's like we know it's gonna be hard. Like you go there thinking it's gonna be hard. Like all the other courses, it's like we obsess over how fast we can make it. Like they added sand, they added mud. In California, if there's mud, we put sand over it to make it dirt. Like if there's sand, we'll put like I don't know, like a rug over it, so then it's like quick. Like it's all about flat, quick surfaces. So for like America, it's very different. At least in the high school, like California high school is like that.
Yeah.
Regarding the vineyard section, what do you guys think about the suicide bomber technique, where you have one guy on the team go into the nearest lane and stop dead in his tracks to clog up the whole route?
And then the rest of the team goes around the outside.
Look at the size of these boys. So like, if you're trying to block those boys, good luck. But
We'll just go through them.
a lot of these boys have played rugby as well, so it's going to be hard to hold them back. But it is a good tactic. I think we talked about it before. I think Kai Robinson was mentioning doing it for the rest of the boys, so that like Robbo and Rayner can get through and you just block off the rest of the field.
Could just block it anyway.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Well, thank you guys so
Thanks,
much.
guys.
That was
Have a good one.
great fun.
Yeah.
Good luck.
You're welcome.
Good luck. I'm Matt, by the way, Matthew
I'm
Ramsey.
Lex.
I would shake you guys' hands, but I got
Yeah. And I think we met
luck,
you in
boys.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
you
Good
guys-
luck.
Good luck.
You were going through on Hick.